What's up, guys? Welcome to the Big Mad Podcast. My name's Lucas. Let's get into it. So I'm here for my 12th episode. Pretty exciting to make it that far. I did just remember, too, that the last episode I had forgotten to use a stopwatch. So I knew when I was reaching my time limit. And I just forgot again. So every episode, I'm not learning anything. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so again, I'm going to have to guess on the time. I don't feel like restarting all this to get a stopwatch, even though I found out in the beginning of the episode. One take. That's my deal. One take. I'm not going to rewind. I'm not going to cut. I'm not going to do any of that. This is the authentic me. And when I mess up, I'm just going to own it. When I mess up, I'm just going to own up to it, and then that's how it's going to be. This is the authentic me. This is how I do it. Even to prepare for this podcast, all I did was look at one sentence in the notepad on my phone, and I don't even have that with me now, so I can't even refer back to my notes. So, authentic me, I'm doing this completely improvised. I have just the idea of the topic I want to talk about, then I just go from there. So if you've listened to me before, you know this is how it goes. If I mess up, I just roll through it. So don't expect me to be perfect every time through. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to stumble over my words. It's just how it's going to be. So... give the Twitter page a follow if you haven't yet. That's at BIGMADPOD. I do a lot of the updates on Twitter, along with other tweets and stuff that I use. That's the best way to interact with me. But along with Twitter, I am on YouTube, I am on Spotify, and I am on Apple Podcasts. Those are all the platforms that you can catch me. So I think YouTube's the best now that I've started the video podcast so you can see my pretty face. And I'm still working through the kinks and learning how to do the video side of things. So as time progresses, I may learn more and change some things and see some other stuff I don't like, and then we'll go from there. So just bear with me. I feel like I say that every episode, but that's just how it is. That's how it is. I am winging this from the beginning, from day one, and I'm going to continue doing that. So I'm always going to have new things. I'm always going to mess up, and I'm always going to ask you to bear with me. That's how it's going to go. So I'm excited to be on my 12th episode, my second video podcast solo, so my third total video podcast, so, early on in the stages of this, so it's been a learning curve so far, so I'm having fun with it. And I recently discovered I was on Apple Podcasts, so that's a new, exciting announcement. There was something else I wanted to bring up, and I can't think of what it is now, and that's the problem with not taking notes. But that's just how it goes. So I probably shouldn't be doing this. I was so unprepared for this podcast that... So how the setup is behind the camera from where you see me is actually my computer. So back behind you is my monitors. And I was watching the NBA playoffs. I'm a huge basketball fan. And I left the game up. I should have closed out of it because now it's going to distract me the whole time. But I'm just going to power through it. So I've already caught myself looking up a couple other times. So I apologize. Because my full attention should be on you guys. And I'm going to fight the distraction to stick with you guys. I did something different with the sound this time. And I don't know if you've noticed it yet. I did a quick test. A mic check test just to see how it went. It seemed okay, so I think it's going to be good. I'm too far in now to go back and test, so if it's bad, this is just going to be a bad podcast, and that's just how it's going to be. But I'm going to go through it and continue onward. I think I can jump right into it. I can't think of any of their announcements I had. There was one thing that I had forgotten, and that's just going to have to be lost in my thoughts. Maybe I'll come back to it. But what I want to get to today is a hot one. Again, something that I just don't understand that people do, man. I just don't understand people. Okay, so I guess I'll phrase it in the question. Why the fuck do people just randomly stop when they're walking in busy aisles or busy walkways? Oh my God, dude, that is so frustrating. The number one culprit that's coming to mind immediately is at Walmart, and I'm already making a mistake by going to Walmart because Walmart fucking sucks. Okay? Walmart is trash. But you'll be carrying along, and of course it's busy. Always busy. Always full of the dumbest people. You'll just be walking along in the aisle, and I think at this point, every American should be conditioned to walk or drive on the right side of the lane. Whether it's a road, whether it's an aisle, a sidewalk, an aisle in the store, if I already... Walk on the right. The best flow of traffic. We're already conditioned to do that on the roadway, so just do it. Just walk on the right. It's not that hard. Just walk on the right. But no, everybody is so distracted in the store that they fuck everything up. Things could be so much more efficient, but you've got stupid people that fuck everything up. If there was a way to find the average IQ of the average Walmart shopper, like of the group of people that are currently in that store, to get the average IQ of that at that moment in time, I would love to know, because there's no way that most of the people in the store graduated high school. I wouldn't believe you if you told me that. If you told me, hey, 90% of the people in this store right now graduated high school, I'd be like, nah, get the fuck out of here with that, because that's not true. Ain't no fucking way that 90% of the people in Walmart at any given time have graduated high school, including the employees. Not knocking people that work at Walmart. Don't get me wrong. I have no problems with Walmart associates, but there's some bad ones too. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones, and that goes in any career. So before you fucking start hating on me because you think I'm hating on Walmart, I'm not. See? Did you hear that peak? Because I got my mic, I got the speakers set up, so if I want to get real fucking loud, I can. So don't get me pissed off. But anyway, I wouldn't believe a fucking word anyone said if they told me that the average IQ in Walmart, that 90% of the people in Walmart at any given time have graduated high school. There's no way. Nobody has a sense of awareness and spatial awareness around them. It blows my mind how people can't think. It's like, you know how you can multitask? Like, you can tap your foot and then you can do something else with your hand and keep the rhythm to an extent. It's like these people's brains can't do that. It's like, I need eggs and I only go to eggs. It's like those straight walks that one of the presidents did. I remember learning that in history. I think it's JFK. I don't fucking know. But he walked straight to his meetings, whether it's through the woods or not. It's like, so those people, they're like, oh, I need eggs. Straight to eggs. With no regard to anything that happens while they're on their way, to the people around them, to the aisles, nothing. It's straight to eggs. And even better, they don't even know where the fucking eggs are. So they're going straight to the eggs, and they don't even know where the eggs are, so they're lost. And they're fucking the traffic up around them. They're getting in people's way. They're hitting carts with people. They probably have annoying fucking kids around them that they're just not parenting, and the kids are just running wild, and they're sitting there yelling at them, but they're not actually like trying to corral their kids together. They're just like, hey, don't do that. And then they just keep walking. That's what happens. I've seen it a million times. That person didn't graduate high school, but they probably will talk to you about how their freshman and sophomore and junior year were like the best times of their life because they peaked in high school, but they didn't graduate. They went on the back roads, on the dirt roads, and they went and just drank every weekend, and they're like, yeah, we did this in high school, we did that, was a funny story. My teacher was so shitty. I'm 45. You piece of fucking trash. So get it the fucking together. They know they need eggs, straight to eggs. Give a fuck about anything else that's around them. So they'll be walking down the aisle, right? And I'm behind them, because I've got shit to get at Walmart. And when I go to Walmart, or any store generally, I have a game plan when I go in. Even if I don't have a list, I mentally know what I need to do. So let's say in my list, I need to get a certain drink I want, and then I need to get a milk, and then I need to get bananas. Okay? So if it's Walmart, I've been there enough, I kind of know the layout. So I'm like, okay, bananas are a fruit. That's first thing in the store. I'll hit bananas first. Milk's on the very back wall. So I'll go hit the bananas, go straight to the back, and I even think efficiently to where the bananas are on the far side of the fruit. And so it's kind of where the meat section is. And I don't know how your guys' Walmarts are arranged. This is just how mine is. And the meats are on that back side on the farthest side on the building. So I'm like, okay, I'll hit bananas first, and then I'll take that straight path on the back side because it's open, and since it's not in the middle of the store, it has less traffic. See, I think of that. I think efficiently. So I know I'll have less of a chance to have someone get in my way if I take that less used path. And so that's how I develop my route when I go through Walmart. So I hit bananas, I go straight back because I know the milk's on the back wall, all the way to the back of the store. I'll hit milk, and then on my way back, I know 3 or 4 aisles up from where the milk is, on my way back to the front, is where the drink that I need is. And I know this before I go in. So bananas, back wall, milk, coming back, hit the drink, and then straight shot to the self-checkouts because I'm definitely using a self-checkout. You think I'm going to go put these things on the fucking conveyor and wait for someone to scan my items for me? Huh? Who does that? Go to the self-checkout. Who the fuck still goes to the normal registers? Unless you get like a cart full of shit. Maybe that's the only scenario. But yeah, going straight to the self-checkout. And you know what? I'm prepared when I get to the self-checkout. As I'm walking up to it, I'm looking, I can see over the aisles, over the shelvings. So I'm looking around. There's usually like 10 or so self-checkouts. I'm looking. Open. So, okay, so taken, open, found it. And then before I go execute that plan, I look, is someone else walking up to the self-checkout, or am I going to be the next person in line? I'm planning this before I even get up to the line. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, no one else is coming. I see one that's open, and I'm going to take it. I go straight there, and I already know, before I walk up, I'm looking for the barcodes on the things that I'm holding, so that first thing I do when I reach the self-checkout, I start scanning immediately because I already know where the barcodes are. And then I know how self-checkouts work, so I put them on the scale because I know once you scan the item, the computer's like, okay, we have an anti-theft software feature to where if nothing touches the bagging area, we have this scale there. And so we can ensure if this item has been scanned and bagged. So once that has been initiated, once that task has been completed, then we can open up to scan the next item. But fuck, I remember my mom used to do this and it drove me nuts, and she would blame the machine and it pissed me off because I'm like, no, you're wrong. This is user error. And this fucking piece of shit. Like, no, you're doing it wrong. So she would scan items just fucking in a fucking rage, just start scanning shit, and it's like, items have not been bagged. And it's giving her this chime like, yo, you gotta put the shit in the bagging area where there's a scale that weighs the item to make sure that you've bagged it before it allows you to scan the next item. And then, of course, at that point, she just jams them up in the scanner for so many times that if the red light goes off, the self-checkout's like, okay, this person's fucked. We're going to call over the associate. We're going to lock this down because this person is too stupid to use the machine and they need help. And somehow they need help on something that's called a self-checkout. You need help on a self-checkout. It's supposed to be self-sufficient and you can't do it. It's designed for stupid people. It's designed for you to do it by yourself. And all of a sudden you fuck it up and then you need help. Get the fuck out of here if that's you. Get the fuck out of here. See, when I don't find an open register and I'm waiting in line and I see the people doing that, oh shit, does that piss me off. Because I want to spend the least amount of time in Walmart as possible. So if I see you fucking up when I could be going so much faster, boils my blood. Fucking pisses me off. And I can see people's solutions before they even make the fucking error. Because I'm looking at this person, I can see like, they're going to fuck it up. This is that lady that got in my way earlier in the aisle, and I can see that she doesn't, I've already dubbed her as stupid. Okay? So, I already know, I'm like, oh, she's going to fuck up the scanner, the person's going to have to come over and help her. Or she's going to not pay attention to what she bought. She's going to have to, like, oh, I don't have enough money for this, put this back. And she lays, like, those eggs off to the side where it's a perishable item, and she just lays it off to the side and lets it spoil. Man, fuck Americans, dude. Take our food for granted. We've got fucking grocery stores just packed full of literally anything you want. Give a fuck about what season it is. We have it all. We have it all in abundance. And people have the audacity to throw their perishable in the fucking bin to let it spoil because they don't want to walk it back to the aisle and put it back in the fridge. Fuck you if you do that, man. Push it back. I mean, I know, fuck Walmart and their profits, like, fuck them for sure, but, like, we got fucking world hunger going on out there, and you can't drive your scooter back to the fridge to put the fucking eggs back because you accidentally bought too much shit and you can't afford them now. And get the fuck out. But that's the I feel like I've gone off on a tangent about the fucking self-checkouts now, but the root of this idea was that people walking down down walkways and aisles and shit in department stores, grocery stores, wherever it be, and they just fucking stop mid-walk when they've got a group of people behind them. It's like you're so fixated on the one thing that you need that you don't think of anything else around you or the people behind you and how you're going to affect your actions are going to domino affect those around you. You just, what's in this aisle? Oh, what's over here? And you take up as much space as possible. I mean, come on. It's not hard to have spatial awareness. So that's why I think these people didn't graduate high school, because they just don't think. They just don't think. And to me, it doesn't take thinking. This, to me, is common sense. Like, I don't try to think these things. I just do it. It's second nature. So when I'm walking in an aisle and I decide I need to stop, I get over to out of the way so people can go around me, or I whatever it is, I react accordingly with respect to those around me. And it blows my mind that people can't do that. It's very easy. And I'm just so baffled that people don't have this spatial awareness. And I don't think they're trying to be rude. I don't think their intentions are to be an asshole. But they're being a huge asshole. They're being very inconsiderate and very rude. But they might be a good person. So they're just dumb. But God damn it, does it piss me the fuck off. And if you do that, I'm not going to be nice to you. I've gotten to the point now where it's like, when I was younger, I let shit go. I mean, I still let shit go, but I didn't say stuff. I'm like, even nowadays, I don't even like say it under my breath anymore. If I'm walking past someone and they like fucked up really bad and it pissed me off, I just shake my hand, I'm like, God fucking damn it, and I keep walking. I know they're not going to say shit, but it's like, I'm mad and I want to express that, so I have to express my feelings in that way. And also, I want them to have a bad experience. I want them to feel bad or feel frustrated. I want them to remember that situation so that way I can condition them to do better next time. I think that's justified. I think that makes sense. I think that's fair. I'm using psychology to train people to be better while also expressing and relieving my stress. So when someone does something stupid in the aisle and they fuck up, I let them know they fucked up and I let them know they pissed me off. I don't go any farther than that. I don't confront them. I'm not trying to fight them. It's not like that. But I want them to have a bad experience so that they can change their actions going forward. I'm just trying to make the world a better place, one person at a time. Just one Walmart customer at a time. And man, if that's not the biggest task in the entire fucking world, but I'm taking it on. Anything is possible here at the Big Mad Podcast Studios and when I go to Walmart. Facts. So, fuck, if you're ever in a store and you know you need to stop and you want to look at something, or you need to check your phone or check your shopping list, however it is, get out of people's way. Just get out of their way. Take an evasive maneuver and take action to respect those around you. And the same too, so you're walking down the aisle and people stop. Another part that pisses me off is when people are coming out of the aisle. So I'm in the main path going straight to where I'm not in an aisle, I'm on the main walkway. People come out of the aisle with their carts and they don't even stop and look. Like, would you do that in a car? You don't do that in a car, so why would you do it in the store? It's the exact same scenario, you're just on foot. Same thing. So why do we need to get driver's ed for Walmart for like carts? Do you have to go through cart education, cart 101, how to fucking use a shopping cart in a goddamn store. We're gonna have to start schooling people on how to use carts. We're gonna start putting turn signals on them now. I mean, for fuck's sakes, people, you know how to drive, just apply those same concepts in the store. So people come out of aisles and I'm trying to walk and they damn near hit me with their cart. So you know what I do now? I push their cart. If they're gonna hit me, I just push it out of my way. Fuck you. Pay attention better. Next time, pay attention. I don't give a fuck. Again, I want them to have a bad experience so that they remember that situation and they don't do it again. Fucking idiots, man. It's not difficult. Get your shit together, people. Get better. Fuck. This shit makes me so mad. And nowadays, I'm going to tout up Aldi's because Aldi's is fucking awesome. Is the best grocery store in my opinion. They have good business ethics. They pay their employees well. They have wholesome foods. They don't use plastic bags. Very good for the environment. Everything Aldi's does is good. And if they don't do something good, I would love to know about it because I've yet to find something bad about Aldi's. It's cheaper. It's more organic. Their employees are nicer. They're paid better. They're very efficient on the checkout. They're very fast. It's just all around better. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're better. So yeah, fuck Walmart. Start going to Aldi's. I don't even know if that might be a local. I don't know how far their reach is. So if you listen to this podcast somewhere else across the fucking world, country, nation, wherever you are, I don't know if you have an Aldi's, but we have one where I'm from, so that's what I use. But if you don't, find something local. I mean, geez, just fuck Walmart. But if you do have to go to Walmart, just be smarter. Just have some spatial awareness. It's not difficult. Take Shopping Cart 101 because we apparently need that in this world. I mean, in America at least. Anyway, I think I gotta start wrapping it up. If I go any more, I'm gonna have a heart attack. That's why I limit. So not only am I limiting my episodes to 20 minutes for the fans to not get, and the listeners. I don't have fans. I know it's bad word. Listeners. I don't want them to get bored, so I chose 20 minutes. But also, if I keep ranting any longer, I'm going to fucking have a stroke because I'm going to get way too riled up. So, I'll end it there. I don't know what my time's at. If you don't play a game, I'm going to guess right now. I'm going to guess what time I'm at. And as a listener, you can look at the time and see if I'm right, because I don't know. Obviously, I'll go back and figure it out after I've recorded this episode and I've done post-production. But right now, I don't know what time I'm at, and I'm going to make a guess. I'm coughing to buy time. 18 minutes and 37 seconds. That's my guess. I'm going to go back and look and see if I'm right, because I'm itching to see if I'm right. It's kind of a fun game. But anyway, I'm going to end it up and wrap it up there. Follow me on Twitter at BIGMADPOD. That's Big Mad Pod. I post a lot of stuff there. I'll link the episodes there. And I tweet other stuff. I have fun with it. It's kind of my personal Twitter at this point. So if I think of something, I just tweet it there. If I think it's funny, I tweet it there. Blah, 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 blah. Follow my Twitter. Subscribe to me on YouTube. I would like to build up the subscriber base. I won't post anything besides the podcast, so if you don't want to get blown up with notifications, you'll only get it when I have new episodes. So I think if you're a listener and you want to listen to more of that, notifications shouldn't be annoying to you. I don't want to be annoying, but if you're a true listener to the show, you'll want to know. I think that's fair for me to ask for you to subscribe. So yeah, subscribe to the YouTube. I need help boosting the numbers up. As much as I hate to ask for that stuff, it does help me out. It does give me motivation to continue this podcast. In this past recent week, I've received a lot of good feedback from people. I've talked to some listeners for the first time face to face, so that was really refreshing, and to get people's personal perspective on the podcast. So that's what I want. And I'm really glad people are enjoying the podcast. And for those of you that know who I'm talking about, like, I'm so grateful for that. I'm very thankful. I have fun doing this, and I want you to have fun with me. So it's kind of a give and take type thing. So subscribe on YouTube. And if you listen on Apple Podcasts or even have Apple Podcasts, I would really appreciate if you just go rate the show. And I'm not going to ask for a 5-star rating. I think you could give a rating that you feel is honest. If you want to give me a 4-star, you're welcome to do that. I only want honest reviews and honest criticism. I'm not trying to cheat my numbers. I'm not trying to do any of that. I want the numbers, but I want them to be organic and authentic. So if you honestly think it's a 1-star and you're never going to listen to me again, if you got to do it, you got to do it. I'm not going to. I want the reviews. So that's the only way I can get better, is if I know what people are thinking about me and what they think about the show and how I do all this. So feedback is greatly appreciated. Even on Twitter, you can tweet me. Comment on the YouTube videos. I'm trying to make myself as available as possible. So, as always, thank you again for listening. I do appreciate the listeners and all you guys that have stuck with me till the end of the show and all the previous episodes up to this point. But yeah, we'll wrap things up. The next NBA game just started, and I'm going to watch that while I do some post-production stuff and see if I got that time guess right. All right, so anyway, my name's Lucas. This is the Big Mad Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for understanding I'm going to mess up, because I just messed up like I did in my other 2 episodes of way back when. So I have to re-say my outro because I just messed it up. So let's try this again. Thanks for listening. My name's Lucas. This is the Big Mad Podcast. Oh, no, that's not right, is it? See, I've never rehearsed this. I do this. I try to keep it the same, but I've never rehearsed it. So, all right, 3rd time's a charm, right? So, thanks for listening. This is the Big Mad Podcast. My name's Lucas, and I'll catch you next time. And I know that one is right! Yeah!